Hello, dear friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram with you on your weekly cricket show, Cricket Happenings. This on a Sunday, and what a Sunday it has been in the United Arab Emirates. Well, we had some really some exciting cricket happening. First, talking about the last ball win by Chennai Super Kings over the Kolkata Knight Riders, which was a dramatic game, which went down all the way down to the wire to the final ball. 4 runs were being defended by Sunil Narine, and in the final ball, the victory came to really, I would say, to really cool the fluttering hearts at the stadium. And that was it. The Chennai Super Kings won over KKR by 2 wickets now, and it has become a two-way race in the IPL, with yesterday Delhi Daredevils going on the top, and today Chennai Super Kings going on the top, and also not only going on top on the points, also going on top as far as the net run rate was concerned. So right now, Delhi Daredevils have been pushed to the second spot by Chennai Super Kings. But what a game! I'll be talking about this game in greater detail to take you down to the excitement. And as far as the other game was concerned, between the reigning champions Mumbai Indians taking on the strong RCB, RCB continued their successful ways as the Mumbai Indians, who have really struggled in the second leg of the IPL. And now, definitely, there is still a chance, an iota of a chance for Mumbai Indians, because it is going to be it's set up in such a manner. There are three teams which are on the top right now, but all the other teams are at 8 points, and it is going to be a really real race as far as the fourth spot is concerned. I don't think it will be decided only when the final draw comes up, with whichever team wins, who will be clinching the fourth spot. So it's really getting as exciting as it could be, the Vivo IPL. And it was the Mumbai Indians actually losing by a huge margin of 54 runs against the RCB. And we had a beautiful hat trick from Harshal Patel, dismissing Hardik Pandya, two big hitters. Hardik Pandya playing his first game today, Kiran Pollard and Rahul Chahar, and getting his first hat trick. And so that was the hat trick as far as Harshal Patel was concerned. And Harshal Patel has been doing very well with Mumbai Indians, as we all know. And so these are the two things. And also Ravindra Jadeja's batting against Prasidh Krishna in the match against KKR for Chennai Super Kings, when he came and slammed 22 runs of a single over, which included 2 sixes and 2 boundaries. And then it came down to the final over, which Sunil Narine had to defend 4 runs. And there still was hope, with 2 runs still required. But it was done by, finally, Deepak Chahar completed the formalities. So let's get on first with that humdinger that happened between Chennai Super Kings and KKR. As far as this match was concerned, it was the 38th match of the Indian Premier League 2021 at Abu Dhabi. Kolkata Knight Riders taking on the Chennai Super Kings, and Kolkata Knight Riders were the ones who batted first. Now, there was no Shikhar Dhawan today in the lineup. This was Kolkata Knight Riders, but it was Shubman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer. Venkatesh Iyer, who has already made a name for himself in this IPL. And the first wicket to go, Shubman Gill, and that was a run out by Ambati Raidu. So that was the first wicket. He was gone for 9 of 5 deliveries, 2 boundaries. But you look at the Kolkata Knight Riders card, they made 171 for 6 of their 20 overs. Venkatesh Iyer, he definitely chanced his arm, hitting 3 boundaries in a knock of 18 of 15. But Shardul Thakur scalped his wicket, and Shardul Thakur definitely bowled well in this particular match. So he was gone for 18. Rahul Tripathi played a nice little knock of 45 of 33 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. Morgan was cheaply consumed by Hazelwood for 8 runs of 14 deliveries. Nitish Rana contributing an unbeaten 37 of 27, 3 fours and 1 6. Andre Russell, a quick fire 20 of 15 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Shardul Thakur getting the better of Andre Russell. Dinesh Karthik contributed a very nice little cameo where he really went well past the stumps and maneuvered the ball into the fences. Dinesh Karthik, 26 of 11 deliveries, 1-4, and Sunil Narine was not done. 171 for 6 was what Kolkata Knight Riders put on the board. And with the bowling, if you look at the bowling there, Deepak Chahar none for 32. Sam Curran was smashed to the extent of 56 runs of his 4 overs. Josh Hazelwood, 4 overs to 40. Shardul Thakur, as I said, was totally on the money today. 4 overs, 1 minute 20. And Ravindra Jadeja bowled excellently. 4 overs, 1 for 21. There was only a bowling effort from Ravindra Jadeja, but he went on to bat beautifully in that over when he took 22 runs of Prasidh Krishna over to turn the tables on the KKR. And finally, the Chennai Super Kings, with all the suspense and drama that happened, finally won the match. But now, well, let's look at the Chennai Super Kings innings. The Chennai Super Kings innings, it was a good start by the openers. Rituraj Gaikwad and Duplessis, a very aggressive start at that. We know the Chennai Super Kings in this particular leg of the IPL, they've adopted a mantra that they will play aggressively, and that's what they precisely did. Rituraj Gaikwad, definitely, after looking at his knock today, one can very safely say that he is one of the young brigades who would be walking into the Indian team in the near future. What a player he's turning out to be. The way he played his strokes, the way his follow through, and the way he was meeting the bat with the ball was an excellent sight to see. And one would have really enjoyed the batting of Rituraj Gaikwad. This youngster is really making a lot of sounds in international cricket. Rituraj Gaikwad, what a knock from him! What a partnership in partnership in pursuit of 171 runs. 74 runs were put for the opening partnership with Rituraj Gaikwad and Duplessis. Duplessis also playing some brilliant strokes with his experience. And Rituraj Gaikwad's contribution going 40 of 28 deliveries, which included 3 sixes and 2 boundaries. Duplessis making 43 of 30 deliveries, 7 fours. So it was a really very, very electric start, which was given by the Chennai Super Kings openers. After that, Moeen Ali continued to flail the ball into the fences with 32 taken off 28 deliveries with 2 fours and 1 6. And Ambati Raidu was out front. And suddenly, there was a spanner in the works. I mean, things were going well for them. The score read 200 and 102 for 2. They were really, I would say, really approaching the target in a very, very methodical manner. And that's the time the tragedy struck as Lockie Ferguson took care of Moeen Ali. Ambati Raidu's wicket was taken by Sunil Narine. Suresh Raina got into a mix-up and he was run out in the running between the wickets with MS Dhoni. Probably was a bit slow to run, I suppose. And MS Dhoni was totally fooled in by delivery from Varun Chakravarti. Dhoni was clean bowled. The ball was tossed up and Dhoni was trying to go for a booming drive with the run rate really going high. But he was capped to the 17th over. And suddenly there was some pressure on the Chennai Super Kings, who were looking good when these two openers, Rituraj Gaikwad and Duplessis and Moeen Ali, were in charge. But suddenly the score had catapulted to 142 for 6, 18th over, and pressure definitely building with Ravindra Jadeja walking in. Ravindra Jadeja walked in. He just had a sighter, and after that, with 30 runs required of two overs. This is where Ravindra Jadeja started. That 19th over from Prasidh Krishna proved immensely costly as he was slammed for 22 runs by Ravindra Jadeja. He hit him for 2 sixes. One was a hook shot over the square leg region for a 6, then another shot for a 6, and then he slashed Prasidh Krishna over the point region for 2 boundaries to take a total of 22 runs in that over, and that was the score for Ravindra Jadeja. 22 as LBW, he made 22 runs, and suddenly he had done with 30 runs required. The equation had come down to just, I think it was, he made 22. So 22 runs were required, and I think the score, there were 4 runs required of the final over of Sunil Narine. and suddenly the pressure started building. Sam Curran was consumed of the very first delivery by Sunil Narine. He was caught by Nagarkoti in the deep of four. So he was four, and Shardul Thakur came in. There was a dot ball played. The pressure started building, and Shardul Thakur finally managed to get a 3 runs to get Ravindra Jadeja into the strike. But Ravindra Jadeja's wicket really put a sort of a real poke into the Chennai Super Kings innings once again. As Ravindra Jadeja was LBW by Sunil Narine for 22, an excellent over from Sunil Narine, and it left Deepak Chahar, the new batsman, to come in and just get the one ball to strike. With 5 balls, only 3 runs taken, and the fourth run finally came in, and that was a real relief for the CSK as Deepak Chahar managed to get the final ball for a single, and that was the end. But what a match we had here at Abu Dhabi. 172 for 8, game over. The Chennai Super Kings, as I said, with this particular victory, going on the top of the point standings, not only on the top of the point standing, also on top of the net run rate, one could call. Prasidh Krishna's figures were absolutely damaged by Ravindra Jadeja. 4 overs, 1 for 41. Lockie Ferguson, I thought he bowled well, but it was good to see even Rituraj Gaikwad climbing into Lockie Ferguson and lofting him for sixes. Lockie Ferguson, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Varun Chakravarti, 1 for 22. Excellent bowling from Varun Chakravarti. Sunil Narine did very well in the final over, barring the 3 overs that he bowled, where he gave away almost 30-odd runs. 3 for 41 for Sunil Narine. Andre Russell, 1 for 28 for Andre Russell. Venkatesh Iyer was given a trundle as well by Morgan, 1 over for 5 runs. And Ravindra Jadeja was the man of the match. But what a match at Abu Dhabi. Now, the next match that we are talking about is the match between a very crucial match as far as the Mumbai Indians are concerned. This match is the 39th match of the Indian Vivo IPL 2021. Royal Challengers were taking on the reigning champions Mumbai Indians, and the match was won by RCB by a huge margin. I mean, Mumbai Indians for the first time has been beaten by a very big margin of 54 runs by RCB. Royal Challengers Bangalore batted first in this particular match, and they put up a par score, one could call, on this particular pitch at Dubai. 165 for 6 was the score, but the batting of Virat Kohli was simply breathtaking. The way he was playing, I mean, he's such a great player. He could put one ball, the ball that was pitched to him over extra cover, and in the same ball, he could actually, he had the skills to maneuver it and put it onto the onside for a 6. So that is the greatness of this man, Virat Kohli, the captain of the RCB. What an innings from him. It was, to me, it was a sort of a capital innings from Virat Kohli, and it was good to see Virat Kohli in pristine touch today. Virat Kohli, 51 of 42 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 sixes. Devdutt Padikkal, Bumrah really did a good job. Bumrah, the first ball, he beat him outside the off stump, and in the second delivery, he had got Devdutt Padikkal, but what a catch from Quinton de Kock. Took the catch of the match as de Kock stretched himself to his left-hand side and snapped up the edge from Devdutt Padikkal. He was gone for naught. Shrikar Bharat played an impressive knock of 32 of 24 along the company of Virat Kohli. He hit 2 fours and 2 sixes in that knock. He was a victim of Chahar. Glenn Maxwell really came in and showed what a dangerous player he can be, with some real reverse swats around the ground for sixes and boundaries, and his contribution was 56. It was a very crucial contribution. Virat Kohli was out, and after that, Glenn Maxwell took it upon himself and started slamming the bowlers all across the park. 56 off his bat of just 37 deliveries, which included 3 sixes and 6 boundaries, and that also gave him the Man of the Match award. AB de Villiers, unfortunately, I have to say, in this leg of the IPL, he has been really struggling. He was gone for just 11 runs. He was trying to put the bat-to-bat because, as I said, he came into the death overs. Dan Christian was playing his first game today, not out on 1. Shahbaz Ahmed 1. Kyle Jamieson not out 2. And the RCB, as I said, put on a par score of 165 for 6 on the board. Trent bowled 4 overs, 1 for 17, was the best bowler by any chance one could call him. And Jasprit Bumrah, 3 for 36 for Jasprit Bumrah. Adam Min got knocked out today, 1 for 48 for him. Kunal Pandya bowled well, 4 overs, 1 for 27. Chahar, 1 for 33. Now, Mumbai Indians, a very crucial game for them to win this particular match. They needed 166 runs, and they were absolutely in control of that. Their openers, Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock, doing a great job in getting 57 in 6.4 overs. Dealing with the bowling of Kyle Jamieson, but Mohammad Siraj was not an easy bowler to get runs off. He really kept it tight, and runs started coming for them. The bowling of Kyle Jamieson, Harshal Patel, and Rohit Sharma played a nice little knock. It was a knock which was really worth watching. We know that Rohit Sharma is an elegant player, but this particular knock was really worth watching. The way he was playing his strokes, he contributed 43 of 28. 5 fours and 1 6. At the other end, Quinton de Kock was also playing in a very free-flowing manner as he contributed 24 of 23. And this partnership had raised 57 for the first wicket. And can you imagine this? They were 50. The reigning champions, Mumbai Indians, were 57 for none at that particular stage. And Rohit Sharma's contribution being 43 of 28, 5 fours, 1 6. Quinton de Kock, 24 of 23, 4 fours. And 57 for none in pursuit of 166 in the 6.4 overs. And after that, it was an absolute telephone number that you could get, which read 9857 300 507. That was the telephone number that Mumbai Indians got, because there were not a single batsman who could get into double figures. Ishan Kishan was out for 9 to the bowling of Chahal of 12 deliveries. One boundary was caught by Patel of the bowling of Chahal, as he came down the wicket and the ball was turning away from him, and Chahal had got his man. Surya Kumar Yadav was totally fooled in by Mohammad Siraj. He bowled a ball wide outside the off stump. It's an off cutter, and Surya Kumar went and flailed at it, and the ball flew off the top edge. And it was Chahal who picked up the catch, and he was gone for 8. And as I said, it was a spectacular collapse by the Mumbai Indians. To be 57 for none, to become 111 all out, definitely says that, I mean, if you look at the card, it will tell you that the batting definitely failed, and that's what precisely the Mumbai Indians captain Rohit Sharma alluded to in the post-match press conference. Kunal Pandya was sent in ahead just to increase the tempo, but he lost his stumps to the bowling of Glenn Maxwell. That was definitely a sort of a plan that they had. Kunal Pandya's stumps was uprooted by Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell proved well in this particular, as far as his bowling stint was concerned. And then they had Kieron Pollard and Hardik Pandya in the middle. So hope was still there, whatever be the run rate. If these two blokes are there at the crease, we know it could be either it would be a do or die, no doubt about it. And the score read 97 for 5 at the 14.1 over mark. And now, definitely Hardik Pandya and Kieron Pollard were the key. But that was that hat-trick which really decided. First, it was Hardik Pandya. Harshal Patel was summoned in to bowl, and Harshal Patel actually forced Hardik Pandya to go for it. He went for the slog, which was required with the run rate really creeping up. It was probably 60-odd runs, I reckon, of probably 30-odd deliveries, and Hardik Pandya had only one way to go. He did that, and that was the end of Hardik Pandya. That was the first wicket. He was beaten by the lack of pace from. It was a good sort of a real like an off spinner. He bowled it like an off spinner, and Hardik Pandya holed out into the deep. He was gone for 3. That was wicket number 1 of the hat trick for Harshal Patel. 3 of 6 deliveries. Hardik Pandya gone. And then Kieron Pollard had crossed over, and what a delivery from Harshal Patel. What a bowling, what a smart way to deliver that delivery. In fact, he bowled a slower delivery, which was dipping on the middle stump, and Pollard, giving himself some room, tried to play across the delivery, and the ball, after pitching, went on to take his leg stump. That was very smartly done. As I said, it was a real bluff. And Kieron Pollard was gone, and it was ecstatic scenes for the RCB as Harshal Patel was on a hat trick. And then Rahul Char, we all know he's a genuine tail ender. Probably could bat a bit. We could call him a rabbit with the bat. And Rahul Char had no answer to a delivery from Harshal Patel, just dipping on him, hit his pad first, absolutely full on the leg, and that was all over. That was the hat trick. Harshal celebrated by running around, and why not? As he said, 5 times is the hat trick has been eluded him, and finally he's there here, and that too taking against his very very real opposition, in the sense I would say very loving opposition, Mumbai Indians. Rahul Char was LBW Patel for naught, and that was the hat trick for Harshal Patel. And after that, it was nothing that the Mumbai Indians could do. Adam Min was clean bowled by Patel for naught, his 4th wicket for Harshal Patel, returning analysis of 4 wickets for 17 runs. Bumrah was bowled by Chahal for 5. Trent Bolt was not out on naught. Game over. 111 all out. The Mumbai Indians putting up a rank bat display, one could call it, as far as batting was concerned. And that was the end of the Mumbai Indians innings. And Mumbai Indians are lost by a big margin against the RCB by 54 runs. And as I said, we'll go to the point standings. I'll be talking about the point standings shortly. Looking at the bowling, Kyle Jamieson was a bit costly, 2 overs, 1 for 22. Siraj, 3 overs, 1 for 15, superb. Dan Christian, 2 overs, 1 for 21. He bowled that over. I thought it was the 18th over that Dan Christian bowled. In fact, Virat Kohli took a gamble, and Dan Christian delivered in that over, where he, after giving 15 in his first over, in that particular over, he gave only singles, and that was a good part of it, according to me. And then Harshal Patel came in and claimed that hat-trick. 3.1 overs, no maiden, 17 runs and 4 wickets for Harshal Patel. Yuzvendra Chahal was excellent, I thought. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 11. And Glenn Maxwell, 4 overs, 2 for 23. Glenn Maxwell taking the Man of the Match award. And as I said, the Mumbai Indians. But look at the IPL standings. That will really tell you what a fantastic IPL we are having. CSK is on the top of the list at 16 points. The Chennai Super Kings reigning supreme right now, 16 points with a net run rate of 1.069. Delhi Capitals also on 16 points. RCB with this win have gone on to 12 points. And then there is a 4-way race, I would say, as far as the 4th slot is concerned to qualify for the playoffs. They have KKR at 8 points, the Kings Punjab at 8 points, the Rajasthan Royals at 8 points, and Mumbai Indians at 8 points. So it is going to be a 4-way race as far as the 4th slot is concerned, and we can't get a much exciting IPL than this right now. But Mumbai Indians, the reigning champions, have to really pull some sort of a rabbit out of the hat now to go in, but they still have a chance. So we have, only thing is the Sunrisers Hyderabad are definitely out of it, but other than that, the other teams are still in with a chance to get on to that 4th slot to qualify for the playoffs. And good luck to all the 4 teams, I would say. And well, dear fans and subscribers, that brings an end to this cricket show of mine for today. Hope you all loved this broadcast, and looking forward to your company. Definitely not on the weekdays, and definitely I'll be back once again. So if at all you still want to look at my cricket tweets, you can definitely go into my Twitter page and look at my cricket tweets. That being said, it's all over as far as this Sunday's Cricket Happening show is concerned, and this is your host Ram signing off this on a Sunday. Thank you.